Hey there, welcome to video number 1 of my Guitar 101 video series. This is Jacob Lambros, and let's get to it. So this video is called This is a Guitar, and basically what I'm going to go over in this video is the parts of a guitar, okay, the differences between acoustic and electric guitar, and I'm also going to give you a little mini buyer's guide if you have yet to even buy a guitar. Alright, so let's get going. This right here is an acoustic guitar. Acoustic guitars are wooden and they're hollow, and they typically can't be plugged into an amp. Nowadays they are making acoustic guitars that are electric acoustic guitars, which is basically, hey, we made an acoustic guitar, but we did give you the option to plug into an amp. This that I have here actually is an electric acoustic guitar. You can see it right there. If you see stuff on the side like that, that probably means it's an electric acoustic guitar. You can see this too. Okay, I'm not going to get into that stuff. Alright, but anyway, let's talk about the basic parts of an acoustic guitar. Alright, so where I got my hands, this is called the body of a guitar. Okay, and on the body, we have this right here. This is called the bridge. The function of a bridge on a guitar is to keep the strings in place on this end of the guitar. Alright, different guitars have different types of bridges, and I'll show you that as I bring out other guitars in this video. So as we keep going, on the body we have a sound hole. Okay, because of this we can hear an acoustic guitar just fine. It's like I said, you don't have to plug into an amp. Electric guitars are a totally different story, and you'll see that when I bring one out. So anyway, as I keep going, this is called the neck, okay, where I got my hands. I got my hand here, the part that shoots out from the body. I think most people know that, but you'd be surprised, okay? And on the neck, we have these vertical lines here. These are called frets. Those are called frets, okay? And basically, what you do is you place a finger right before a fret. And that's where you get your notes on the guitar. Some people think that you put your finger on the fret, but when you do that you can kind of get some buzzy sound. So you want to place right before the fret. And as you keep going, I call this one the first fret, and then this is the second, third, and so on. Okay? Cool, so as I keep going, this is called the nut. This like white line right here. If you look, the strings are falling through the little slits it has. Really important part of the guitar right there. The strings fall in place so they can be wound up over here. Alright? So, this area is called the headstock. Some people just call it the head, but the real technical name is headstock. And on the headstock we have the tuning pegs. Okay? And you turn these, and what happens is it loosens and tightens the strings, and that changes the note of the strings, and that's how you tune a guitar. If you're curious about how to tune a guitar, that will be video number 3 of my series. So anyway, that's an acoustic guitar. This right here is a different type of acoustic guitar. This is a nylon string guitar, and basically that first guitar I showed you was a steel string acoustic guitar. Most of the time, most guitars are steel string acoustic guitars, but you do find your fair share of nylon string guitars. Okay, they sound a bit different. Alright, it's really pretty. A lot of the time people will call these classical guitars because a lot of classical guitarists use them. They really like the sound of them. If you look at our bridge here, this is the big difference that people run into when you buy this guitar. You got a completely different situation. You got to do this little tie down thing. That's a topic for a completely different video. And if you look here, the headstock looks a little bit different. But beyond that, all those terms I gave you with that first guitar, body, bridge, sound hole, neck, nut, headstock, they all work for this guitar as well. There's just different strings going on. Now on to the fun part. This is an electric guitar, okay? And all those terms I gave you for the acoustic guitars, they work for this as well. Body, bridge, neck, nut, headstock, tuning pegs. The only difference is there is no sound hole. Instead of a sound hole, we have pickups. Okay? And so what happens, they pick up the sound from the strings. It comes out of the cable here. Okay, and this cable gets plugged into the amp right here. And when I play, you hear the sound coming out of the amp. Alright? So, let's talk more about pickups. There are different types of pickups out there. This is a humbucker pickup, okay? And these are single coil pickups, and they sound different, all right? Humbuckers tend to be pretty bright, kind of beefy, while as single coils tend to be a bit thinner and sometimes kind of dark, okay? So, if you look right here, we can refer to these pickups based on their position in the body. So this pickup is called the bridge pickup because it's closest to the bridge. This right here is the mid pickup because it's in the middle, and then this right here is the neck pickup because it's closest to the neck. So if I go to this thing, this is really cool. This turns these pickups on and off. This is called the pickup selector. Okay, so if I go over here, I am on my bridge pickup, which is a humbucker pickup. So let's listen to that. Pretty bright. Okay, now if I go to option 2 of my selector, now I got my bridge pickup and my mid pickup on. Sounds a bit different. Okay, when I go right here, I got my mid pickup on. When I go right here, I got mid and neck pickup on. And then when I go right here, I got my neck pickup on all by itself. Okay, so that's what this does, turns these on and off, and it's pretty cool. You can get a lot of different sounds that way. Now, we also need to know the knobs. Okay, every guitar comes with a different knob situation. Most of the time, it tends to be like this one here, where I got a volume knob and 2 tone knobs. So if you watch, I'm going to turn my volume knob down, and I don't get any sound coming out of the amp. Turn it back up. There it is again. And check this out. I'm going to play with these guys too. These are my tone knobs. So here I'm going to turn my tone down. Hear how much darker that got compared to if I turn them back up. Okay. You got a lot of sound options when you play electric guitar because of the pickup and these knobs here. Alright. When you turn your volume knob down, it's going to get really dark. When you turn it up, it's going to be really bright. And I meant to say tone knob, sorry, not volume knob. Cool. Let me show you a different electric guitar. Alright, this is one of my other ones. This is a guitar that only has 2 pickups. It has 2 humbuckers. Okay, and what happens, look at where the selector is. It's in a different position. Sometimes that can happen. Okay, so when I'm right here, this is just the bridge pickup. When I'm on this, this is both of them. And then when I'm on this is just the neck. Okay, so if you get a guitar with 3 pickups, you're gonna have 5 options on your pickup selector. When you have one with only 2 pickups, you're going to have 3 options with your pickup selector. Okay? And one last little thing about electric guitars. This guitar is a hollow body electric guitar. Okay? It has these sound holes here. Okay, sometimes people call them F holes. And look, I can put my finger through it. Okay? That's because there's nothing there. Okay? It's hollow. And because of that, I can hear it a little bit more when it's unplugged compared to the solid body guitar, which that other one is completely solid. Okay? Alright? And there's no F holes or sound holes or anything. Okay? So that's another thing to think about when buying an electric guitar. Do you want a solid body or a hollow body? Okay? Hollow bodies do tend to have a darker tone. A lot of jazz guitarists use hollow body guitars. Alright, so you're looking to buy your first guitar. What do you do? What do you look for? Well, you got a few decisions to make. First off, the biggest decision, do you want to go acoustic or electric? So I want to dispel this myth that I've heard from people where you're going to learn more from playing an acoustic than playing electric. Okay? That is not true. the chord shapes and the notes you learn on one guitar, whether it's acoustic or electric, is going to be the same on an electric guitar. People will take rock songs and play them on acoustic guitar. People will take acoustic pop songs and play them on electric guitar. They're pretty interchangeable. So don't let that affect your decision. But do let this affect your decision. What style of music do you want to play? Do you want to go more singer-songwriter, folk, even, dare I say, pop music route? You might want to get yourself a nice steel string acoustic guitar. You want to play classical guitar or like Spanish flamenco guitar? Probably get yourself a nice nylon string acoustic guitar. You want to play rock music? Get yourself a solid body electric guitar. That's typically where it goes. There's plenty of rock bands that use hollow body electric guitars too, but most of the time they tend to be solid body. You want to play jazz? Get yourself a hollow body electric guitar. And of course these things are a little interchangeable, but typically that's how it tends to go. So if you're playing a style of music that you like and your guitar is lending itself to that style of music, you're probably going to want to play more. So that's definitely something to think about. One downside to buying an electric guitar is that it can get a little more expensive because of buying an amp as well. I highly recommend getting an amp because, for one, you need to learn how to use an amp if you're going to play electric guitar. And also, you aren't really going to hear yourself that great if you aren't plugged into an amp. So that is one thing to think about when you buy an electric guitar. Get yourself an amp. I've seen people do that, you know, buy the electric guitar but not the amp, and they wonder, like, this is weird, I can't hear myself. It's kind of funny. Okay, one downside to playing acoustic guitar is that acoustic guitars tend to be just more difficult to play. Their strings are thicker, and they have what is called a higher action typically. So the term action is talking about how far away the strings are from the neck. And a lot of beginner acoustic guitars that aren't really made all that great, the strings are so far away from the neck and the strings are thick, so people try to play and they aren't getting much sound because they haven't played guitar yet, and they get frustrated and they want to quit. And that sucks. So if you're looking for an acoustic guitar, look at the action. Okay, I found that if the action is a bit better, the guitar overall tends to be better, and it's not going to frustrate you as much. So basically, that is video number 1 of my Guitar 101 video series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please continue watching. In the upcoming videos, we will actually get playing these things, which is pretty awesome, don't you think?